Okay, we are back. Again, we are at the People's Card Shop here in Las Vegas, Monday night locals for Riftbound. Players are now picking their battlefields, trying to decide which one they want to go with. I see a peak, so I think it's an Aurora deck. It is an Aurora deck. So we have a Kaisa versus a Misfortune, most likely Aurora. Misfortune did pretty good. Not being able to take any of the top 8s yesterday at Houston, but day one it was one of the top decks, and at a other tournament it did win. So just because it's in the top of Houston doesn't mean it's not a good deck anymore. Definitely strong. Okay, so we have Dreaming Tree and we have don't know what's called, but the Climb. It gives you the game needs to go to 9 points in order to win the game right now. And Dreaming Tree, whenever you target a card there once per turn, if you target your own card, you can draw one. They didn't start yet.
Fun fact, Michael, do you actually know who player 2 is?
I do not.
So the cool thing about Riftbound, it attracts top players of a lot of games. That is actually Pro Tour Gatecrash champion Tom Martell here at the People's Card Shop, trying to get better, trying to get some games in. And it seems like he's playing Misfortune?
Yeah, he's playing an Aurora
Cool.
deck. Right now, he has that one battlefield where you got to go to 9 to win.
Oh man, I love Aspirin's Climb. It definitely changes up like the way the game is played. And from a play perspective, I'm not the biggest fan of the Dazzling Aurora MF deck, but to watch it being actually played, it is super fun to watch. Seeing the high roll, seeing what could potentially come off the top of the Aurora's deck.
I agree, just not against me.
Definitely. So, as a Kaisa player, what would you say you want to be achieving against the Misfortune?
I would say try to get as many early points as possible, which is really not that hard because you just got to get 2 early drops, hold both battlefields. But for later in the game, in order to win, you do want to see those Dariuses in your hand in order to contest those early drops. Because when you think about an Aurora deck, if you have nothing to kill Aurora game 1 because you're inside, you have to think they only have a certain amount of monsters in their deck to summon. Might have 9. 3, 3, and 3. Depends what they got. Maybe Volibear, maybe the Dead Bloom. So you got to think about if you're taking these early trades and you're getting rid of them, it's like...
Like, what is the actual end game for this Aurora deck when they start running out of monsters?
Yeah.
That's
So you got to think about it like that. You get rid of the monsters, you take the good trades, and then
there's a potential that they could stall up in their whole game plan. That's
Yeah.
a pretty interesting way of looking at it. Oftentimes when the Aurora comes down, a lot of people give up, but there are these small little things that you can do to change the matchup.
Another important thing to remember for a Kaisa player, if you unfortunately have Singularity in your deck in this matchup, you can drop the Singularity and then go into combat because the damage falls off at the end of the showdown. So even though it's not a reaction spell or action, you can play it in main phase. Oh man, he just kind of...
Here is the Dazzling Aurora being
rough.
slammed down.
This is rough. But you can hit him with the damage and then go in with a 2-drop to clear. Dead Bloom, oh my gosh. The Dead Bloom.
And here it is, a big fatty coming down, trying to conquer a battlefield.
So now you think of the mana. He can only have the Destruction Ray, whatever it's called, for 3 damage. So that 1 mana with the Kaisa is not enough to kill the Dead Bloom. So I definitely like sending it into the Kaisa. He's going to recall the Kaisa. He had the 1 mana for the recall. That's okay. He doesn't get the draw off it, though, because we're attacking the Climb and we're not attacking the Dreaming Tree. So that 1 recall doesn't turn into a draw for them. Kaisa is definitely looking very scared here. The Aurora coming out. Here we have 2 Ram spells. He played the 2-mana Ram spell and the 4-mana the Crystal in order to get that Aurora out super early. Yeah, there's nothing pre-slide that Kaisa can do about that Aurora. So he just has to be able to take these good trades. So we're getting a Darius ready, which we talked about earlier. This is a good way to kill the Dead Bloom. If he has, there we go. He's able to, what's that put him up to? 9 or 8? He's 5.
Darius?
5.
That's a 10.
5 plus 2 and then 3.
3. That's a 10.
Okay, it's 10. Yep. There we go.
Cleave plus Darius, one of the strongest moves, I think, available in Red, but also just in Riftbound in general.
I agree.
A 10 might swing is absolutely crazy coming from a board that you might not expect.
This is what you had to have for this matchup. You had to have the Darius right now with the cleave to kill that Predator, to get the double hold next turn to win the game. And hopefully they do not draw a Predator, so they have to put it in their back row, and you get the double hold, then you could retreat, and on the next turn you could double push to win. So we're kind of actually, it's not looking that bad as
We're doing
Kaisa.
exactly what Kaisa wants to do here in this matchup. They are in the back foot against Dazzling Aurora, but going underneath. But what's crazy, he's not even going underneath. He is really just settling with what is happening right now. And if he's able to set this double hold up, it is a huge win here for Kaisa, especially for facing down a Aurora.
We just have to hope we have a Dead Bloom in our hand, and then we draw a Dead Bloom off Aurora, and then we're really good at the game.
The real question is, I wonder if you can put Aurora into other decks. Maybe there's some other type of Aurora decks. Who knows? It's one of the coolest cards that they made. What's cool about Riftbound is they printed out a lot of seemingly powerful cards in the first set, try to make a dynamic and fun, interesting game. Yeah, no, it feels good. It feels great when there's a lot of secret mechanics in this game, and then also a lot of built-in haha, checkmate type things.
We see a bullet time in the hand, which I think is being played right now. We also see inverted timelines as well in order to redraw some cards, but mainly to destroy Kaisa's hand. So we're doing...
Because potentially, right, getting rid of a bunch of monsters might be one of the win conditions, right?
For bullet time, it's 1 mana, and then you have to recycle mana in order to increase the damage by 1. So right now, I think he's going for a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But he has some floating mana. So he's not using all that mana. He still has that floating mana up available to use. Let's see if he remembers that he has that floating mana.
And honestly, bullet time is not that bad of a cost right now because the Dazzling Aurora, as long as it's the only thing, the gear on the field, you have a game plan. You have a proactive play.
So he did use the floating mana for the crystal, and now he's going to inverted timeline. Get that Kaisa hand out of here. You have 50 cards. Nice dreaming tree, buddy. Get it out of here.
No battle tricks.
You get 4 cards.
And we're just playing with big creatures and see what you can do. Because that's the thing with the Kaisa deck. The Kaisa deck potentially has the ability to break some of these powerful holds that the Aurora deck might have, but they need to set up these hands, and the inverted timeline kind of just ruins that whole plan of just, saving up for this one final push to be able to beat it.
Since the MF player is on inverted timelines, I wonder if he's... Oh, the Dead Bloom to put him off the whole point. This man is good.
Monstrous, yes.
He might be running... There is a high... It's a... I forget the power, but when you summon it, it summons a card from your graveyard. So some of these MF players play inverted timeline with Aurora, because if they draw it, they inverted timeline their hand away, and then they can manually summon that card to get their people back from the grave, or if they summon off timeline, it's 2 bodies split. So maybe he's playing that card.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Aurora deck. You need to find alternate ways to win, because it's very obvious when you get an early Aurora down, you are going to win. I think the real masters of these type of decks find ways to slowly weave in other spells while trying to keep, this fine razor's edge of staying alive, not losing too much tempo.
I think the reason that the Misfortune Aurora deck is the premier Aurora deck is because it has access to purple and orange, giving it that one gun so that you can look at your opponent's hand, but also Mind Splitter to look at your opponent's hand as well, which is a big creature. So having 2 options, look at your opponent's hand, just rip away what they want. But on the backside, it has a bad matchup into Annie because if they rip the Annie like Rebuke away, it's in the graveyard, they can just get it back.
Yeah.
So Annie, where other decks are scared because they're like, oh, they're ripping my cards, I don't have the utility to stop the Aurora.
Certain decks will take advantage of just that scenario.
Yeah, Annie gets to, like, sure, rip my card out, it's whatever, I'll get it back. He's passing, just developing a board, which is fine because he can't really fight right now, but it's looking pretty weak. How much mana is that? 8 mana? Are we about to see the Mind Splitter? Okay.
That's the one to look at your opponent's hand and choose a card.
Discard one.
Ooh, definitely powerful.
Oh my gosh, get that. Oh, actually, Time Warp is good, but it's like...
There's a lot of powerful cards in his hand.
Maybe you take the Watcher away, though. The Watcher with his board, that's what he was going for.
Yeah, trying to set up a big push.
He's way off the Time Warp. He has 3 mana. Yes, I agree. The Time Warp's a long way. You know about it now.
You know about it. You can definitely play around it, but that's not the pressing matter. The pressing matter is literally that.
And the gank moving over. Misfortunes, we didn't say it, but Misfortunes, legend ability is Tapper, give a creature ganking. And ganking is you can move from battlefield to battlefield. Normally you have to move back to your base first, but Misfortune can just get her big guys wherever they need. There is the thing, I think it's called Soul Gorger. It plays a card from your graveyard. So he discarded a Volibear off of the inverted timelines, and now he's summoning the Soul Gorger and getting a free Volibear from his grave.
He's getting Volibear back off Soul Gorger? That is insane
value.
He
got the Gorger off the Aurora.
Oh, wow.
Got the Gorger off the Aurora, so he can split the might. Have the Gora Drinker back up the Dead Bloom.
For an obscenely strong double hold. And the thing is, you know what is in the Kaisa's player hand. So he's trying to basically figure out the most amount of might he can set up to not lose to the Kaisa's hand.
It is kind of crazy he has 2 mana left open to work with. I do know he has Gust in his hand, but he also has the opportunity to have Fight or Flight. I did not see that in there, but we know he has Gust. So reading Volibear. Volibear is just a tank and defender 2, so he goes up to 12 when he's defending. So that side right there is 12 plus 7, so it's 19 on the right. And then the Dead Bloom. The Gorger is kind of weaker. I think he's like a 6 might or a 5 might. So he's a weaker side, but he's strong because he summoned the volley. He split himself in a little bit. Instead of summoning one volley, you summon the Gorger to one side and then get the volley to the other. You're basically giving Dead Bloom might by having the Gore Drinker version of the deck. Falling Star before battle is smart. We know we have double Falling Star, so we really have to think on this combat because we have to have the double Falling Star in order to clear some of these creatures. Let's see what he's going for. Okay, return 1, tap the Kaisa. Double on the Soul Gorger. Oh, it's just 4. Soul Gorger's 4. Okay. Wait, is it? No, it's 3 and 3, right? So I think it could be 6. I think Soul Gorger's 6.
I think that's my favorite red. I don't want to say red card, but I definitely love that Noxus card. Summoning a 4/4 for 2 mana seems really nice.
Yeah, the Noxus Hopeful. It's crazy. Best 2-drop in the game. That's not a 2-drop.
Yeah. A 4 might unit is very, very powerful, especially when you're developing a board already.
I think it's fair because you can't use it early game, but it is so oppressive in the mid game. Okay, still trying to decide. There's 2 on the Raven Bloom, so Raven Bloom's at 4. He did not declare the triggers, though, so let's see if he actually has that might on the Raven Bloom. Because there's no tokens on the Raven Bloom student, so Raven Bloom should be at 4, but there was no
trigger,
of the coins. He's just trying to double Falling Star that Dead Bloom, and then he's sending his guy in there and gusting. Nice.
That's the crazy part about
it goes to hand. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
That's
cool,
the
cool.
crazy part about this Aurora deck is they have still access to cards like Gust, like just interaction while having this board is it seems like a very very hard thing
Gus is
for
so important because in the early game you go for a hold, you
mm-hmm.
take them off that point, but you're taking
Taking
them
them
off
off
the
a
hold
hold.
point.
Yes, it's a
So
whole
yeah,
2 point swing off of just losing a little bit of card advantage. But that's the beauty of the Aurora deck. The Aurora deck is willing to throw away cards at the beginning of the game because Aurora ends up being worth like 3 to 4 cards, even potentially the entire game that it seems to be right now. He's basically steamrolling right now because of the Aurora being in play.
so we do have the gank in order to go back to the climb, the hold. We have the misfortune in the back. The misfortune, she has accelerate, and when the misfortune moves, she readies up a non-ready character. So we're just going to move over our Mind Splitter to the climb, get our point. Okay, 6 mana. What are you doing with that 6 mana? Misfortune.
Yeah.
We don't have to accelerate her. Yeah, I agree with the non-accelerate. There's no point.
Nope.
There's
Trying
no
to
point.
keep stack up some might here.
I'm fine with that. There's no need to accelerate. We don't need to ready anything.
Yeah. If you're just placing it on the board to keep the hold, the accelerate is mute at that point.
We're just making her. Oh man, the Mind Splitter. Oh, rough.
This is my favorite part about the Rory deck.
Dude,
is
I
just
hate Mind Splitter.
stacking fat creatures, and all these creatures have obnoxious effects.
Dude, Mind Splitter so crazy. Oh, the Acathian Rain. Oh, get that out of here. You have one Time Warp and nothing to do. Man, that Mind Splitter was very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Misfortune is the good deck for Aurora. You have the Mind Splitters, you have that little gun Sabotage.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, like the Misfortune cards are very powerful. Bullet Time gives you time to protect your board, but also just the ganking ability of Misfortune, being able to get extra points out of nowhere and just being a little more proactive. It's great.
That's why it is better than Volibear, because Volibear just ramps mana, but who cares about the ramp mana when you have the Aurora? Volibear wants to be more of like a mid-range deck, but Aurora in a mid-range deck is not that good. Mm-hmm. And Master Yi is really good with Aurora, but I feel like it's been finding more success just being
playing mid-range.
Mid-range ramp.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So here we are. It's gonna game 2. We're coming down to side decking. So here's the thing with the Aurora decks versus the Kaisa decks. The Kaisa deck basically has to decide whether it wants to go under or doesn't necessarily deal with the Aurora's threats. So that's the real question of what game plan will the Kaisa be doing. For that to happen, definitely opening up early game aggression is definitely helpful. What I think is a very, very strong combination of cards against the Aurora deck is Cleave and Darius. Just having Darius as this like over-looming threat of just taking points, conquering, and kind of just moving in and out of the battlefields, sometimes that's a little too fast or a little too, tricky for the Aurora decks to handle. Always interesting. So in Riftbound, there are 8 side deck cards, and 8 is a small number. However, I feel the side deck is one of the most powerful things you could be doing in any type of card game. Having a pre-prepared strategy against your opponent, it's definitely something that you are rewarded for using the side deck correctly. However, one of the issues is with a large side deck comes, a large bevy of answers. The beauty of an 8-card side deck is it still provides a lot of utility, a lot of answers, but you have to pick and choose what is going to be in your side deck. And 8 cards, that's not a lot. So you don't dedicate a huge amount of stuff using the side deck. So I think eight cards in the side is, a really cool thing.
Yeah, and since you have only 8, I think one ofs or two ofs in Riftbound are pretty good, because when you have these cards that do similar effects but are good in different matchups, you want to kind of conjoin them together, like maybe a Singularity and then that 1 7-mana card that board wipes.
Yeah, it's 2 removal spells, but very different applications. But a lot of times they have overlap, and that's the thing when making these type of decks. It's really interesting to see what all these players, what their decisions are for the deck building of this game. All right, so let's see what battlefields they have up here.
I am not sure what the one on the left is. The one on the right is, I think, both players start with an extra rune. I'll double check.
I know one of them for sure is that one, but I can't 100% guarantee. You know what I actually really, really, really want as like a thing for this card game is I want to like the world champion or like some type of champion to have an alternate art card of a certain thing. And what I want them to have is an alternate art of the Hall of Champions. And I want them to be in that Hall of Champion card. That would be so disgustingly sick. I love it. And that's the beauty of Riot. That's the beauty of League. Many times there are these world championships, and one of the prizes is just immortality. It is just being known as this person, but you get to quantify it through, maybe a skin or hopefully a card.
Yeah, skin would be cool too. I think Obelisk of Power. At the start of each person's battlefield, you get 1 extra rune, and the other one is Star-Tipped Peak. When you hold here, you get an extra rune. So, just a bunch of runes going around.
Yep. Both decks basically want to just ramp up. Obviously,
Did he get 1 point for that, or did he gust it?
I'm not 100% certain here.
Gus coming out, making him not get that hold or that extra push point.
And a pass here, no developing your board. This is the perfect time for Kaisa to start trying to put the gas to the pedal here, get as many points as possible, and then set up a board where you can just try to reconquer everything back again. Because this Aurora will be coming down. And if it's not Aurora, it is going to be a big creature, which you still have to be ready for.
That's the problem with these Aurora decks is when you don't get Aurora, you just ran the big guys.
You are just playing cards.
Put in the fight or flight to push him out. He's pushing another one in, but it takes him off the double hold, double conquer right now. So it saves him from 2 points, the fight or flight. You have to think about these bounce cards in Aurora as early game drops to save you from points. You can't put early game minions in your deck because it conflicts with Aurora. So you need to have these early game bounce cards. The problem is that there's in the orange and purple, there's no early game kill cards. Oh, that's the fastest fighter flight I've ever seen in my life.
It's a lot. It's a lot of tempo. Not even removal spells. It is just pushing back and forth, hoping to just, push off a conquer, push off a hold, and then just set yourself up for the Dazzling Aurora.
Your removal spell is Deblum.
Yep.
He's your removal. Someone get him out here soon, please.
And here we go. Okay. I was about to say, this is the time. This is the turn to drop the Dazzling Aurora. And here's the thing. We need to spin the wheel and see what we get. Okay.
Honestly, I was about to say I don't think the Deblum is even that good right now.
Because there's so many cards in hand. But what does he have?
That yellow card does 12 to all units at a battlefield. I would get rid of that because that just actually kills all of your units that you summon.
Ooh, Exhausted Power is a very powerful card. There is a Thousand-Tailed Watchers also in his hand. So that's something you need to be, just keep wary of. this Kaisa deck has a lot of accelerate, has a lot of ways, sneaky ways to just double conquer these battlefields.
I would say the Debloom miss here is actually good because I think in the situation being behind, you want to see what he has in hand, and then maybe next turn
To properly
attack somewhere, ready Misfortune, move in, then give your creature ganking, ready it with the Misfortune, and gank that into the other lane to try to clear, and then you can summon another off Aurora. You're not in too much of a rush right now because Fight or Flight and Gust help you save those points. So you're not in too much of a rush to be crashing in just to lose the game.
Because once you set up that really, really strong hold on one side with the Aurora, it's really easy to just set up more points to just overwhelm your opponent.
But for real, that we took the Watcher out, but that guy's hand is crazy. He has a Cathian Rain, the Exhausted Power. He had the Caitlyn Battle Trick. His hand is just tailored to fighting big creatures, unfortunately.
Yep.
We actually got to hope for another Mind Splitter off the top.
Yeah. And that's the thing with the Kaisa deck. What it's trying to do, it is trying to just keep these cards in hand and then basically use this these powerful, quick, spells.
Ooh, that just kills a fucking
Aurora, yeah.
That just kills a gear. Killing a gear straight up like that.
It's so strong here because we needed that Aurora to basically fight what is on field.
It's over. I actually think it's over unless he drops another Aurora right now.
And that's the great thing. We just watched an Aurora being played down, and it wasn't enough. Sometimes you have to have these silver bullet answers that kill Aurora, that answer the board, because that's what you need at the moment.
That's why the side deck in this game is really cool. That's why Misfortune isn't as good of a deck as it should be, is because you can win game one easily. But if you lose game one and you have to fight 2 games of them having their
Gear
tech in
removal,
there,
yes, exactly.
it's rough. Gear removal might be better next set because people are playing all these attachments. So it just makes Aurora even worse.
Only time will tell if it will keep dazzling us here.
We know he has the Caitlyn spell. No matter where he goes, that guy, the Mind Splitter, it's not enough. It goes down to 3. The Ravenloom gets 1 for the spell. He'll go up to 3. He'll trade with it. He can't go anywhere with that Mind Splitter. It's stuck in base. I wish I knew what was in his hand. But okay, maybe he has a trick in his hand. Maybe he has a Fight or Flight. Okay, let's see. He has that Caitlyn spell. Oh, he's passing priority? No, Caitlyn spell. Okay, Caitlyn spell. He should declare the trigger right now on the Ravenbloom. I think another missed trigger on the Ravenbloom, though. Deadbloom. Clear it out. That's okay.
Really, right here, he's just trying to stem the bleeding, trying to make the
the recall. We knew he had the recall, though. We knew he had the recall. Maybe we should have fought the Ravenbloom to make him recall the worst unit, because we're just giving Kaisa the ability to accelerate again.
Yes.
So maybe we should have Deadbloomed the tiny one, no matter how kind of silly it seems, just to give him a worse recall target. Because you're always recalling that Kaisa. You're saving her.
Yeah. You want to maximize, the value. That's the coolest part about this blue-red Kaisa deck. A lot of these, great players, they're able to use their spells or use their creatures as efficiently as possible. And seeing a Kaisa, drawing, retreating, it's really cool to see that.
The really cool tech with having the Soul Gorger in this game here. I think he's going to recall and then maybe just do the blow up the board spell. He can't Acathian Rain the Deadbloom and lose the game instantly off of it. I think he has to get rid of it with the unchecked power.
Unchecked power, yeah.
He's looking at it. He's wondering. Pondering. Okay, he's not going to do it. That's fine. Darius with the cleave is 10. He's readying it up. He's just going to send 2 in. That's fine. Just clear it. He's losing to Darius for the thing. Now here's where the Soul Gorger comes in. You play the Soul Gorger. If it's in your hand, you play the Dead Bloom straight to the battlefield again. And you're in the same situation here where if he does a Catherine's Rain, he's losing all of his mana. Soul Gorger gives the Misfortune deck a little bit of wiggle room if their thing gets destroyed, as long as they get a couple people on the field. I think he only has like 2 cards in hand, though.
Yeah. Slowly and slowly, he's been whittling down this Kaisa player. He had a huge bevy of cards to use, and now it's turning to a small grip.
When Kaisa's not on that
Like consistent
tree,
+1 train going on.
the Dreaming Tree,
Yeah.
all those recall cards would have been replaced.
Yes. And it's a really interesting thing seeing just like how battlefields affect just the gameplay of it all. Just having that battlefield before would have potentially changed the entire game, because seeing all these extra cards, it's exactly what Kaisa wants.
It does have to be rough to accelerate your Misfortune to crash with the Darius. That just means his card quality in his hands is not good enough right now.
The scary thing with an empty board against the Kaisa player, especially when you've been on the back foot most of the game, is just all these accelerated units. Like, he has a lot of open mana. I wonder what is going to be happening.
I just think there was little point to killing the Darius with your accelerated Misfortune, because if you're trying to keep him off the hold point, it doesn't matter, because he's going to accelerate Kaisa right now to get that second point. They can only get 1 point per battlefield per turn. So he's getting the maximum too, even if he didn't hold, because we gave him the Kaisa back.
Yeah.
He's going to get a draw off that
Draw
too.
an extra card.
Stupefy,
Stupefy.
just to draw an extra card, sure.
Just trying to set up like the perfect hand.
On Dreaming Tree, Stupefy
Draw
draw
2, yeah, it's Consult the Past.
Yeah, yes.
It's nuts.
Consult the Past is already broken. Battle Trick, Consult the Past?
And right there, the double conquer is enough. You know, it was great to see. You know, he got to summon. I mean, he got to activate the Dazzling Aurora, but the side deck definitely helped him out. It gave him enough turns to be able to push through, you know, all the cards that player 2 had.
The red deck has the ability for that 1 red spell to kill a gear. It's just a really strong counter for Aurora. It's a kind of a rough matchup for the Misfortune deck after post side when they have that gear removal
Gear
card.
removal, yeah.
Because other gear removals aren't even as bad, because when you have acceptable losses, they can defend that by putting that that two-drop gear that when it's destroyed, it draws a card. So you can play little tiny gears to defend your Aurora from acceptable losses versus a purple deck, but versus a red deck when they get to pick.
Yeah,
and
when they get to
destroy.
pick, yes.
Also, no counter spells. That's another reason why Yi is a cool Aurora deck too, because you can
protect your hold through
protect it.
counter spells.
Protect that Aurora too.
Yeah.
Try to destroy it, you protect. That's why, even though I really like Fading Memories, 4 mana, 1 power pip, you give something temporary, a gear or a unit at a battlefield, I really like it. It can be countered in green because it's only 1 power pip. It's the maximum thing that you can counter. So it's really terrible for tempo if you Fading Memories.
Because using up your whole turn for just that to get it negated, that's a huge loss of tempo. That's a huge loss of just time. Just want to say, look at that awesome, beautiful mat. Shout out to Las Vegas, the city we live in. That's the place of the People's Card Shop. One of the premier destinations for cards in general. So
Dude,
come
honestly,
on down.
I don't have that mat, and I was looking at it, and I was like, man, I should get that mat.
That's an OG People's Card Shop.
That is an
mat.
OG mat.
That is a... I remember when this store came out and he made that mat.
I want one, actually.
No, it's cool. It's pretty
want one
sick
now.
because it's a nice looking mat.
Yeah. Rep your locals, but also looks
It looks
sick.
cool, yeah. Let people know you are from Las Vegas. Shout outs to Clark County.
Best school district in the
Supposedly,
world.
you
It's
know.
the best. Number one.
And Michael is doing waves to make it even better.
Okay. So we have the battlefields. Let's check what these are. Some of the cards I don't know. All the battlefields in this game. Here we have Sigil of the Storm. When conquering here, you have to recycle 1 rune. That's from Volibear.
Ooh, that is one of my favorite, what is it called? Battlefields versus Kaisa. Forcing them to recycle, forcing them to get to these weird mana states. That is not what Kaisa wants to be doing. Kaisa wants to be free-flowing, full of cards, having open mana all the time, threatening different things. And, it definitely cuts it off of it.
Early Catalyst is really good on 4. Going first, you get to do it on your second turn. The other one is Reaver's Row. When you defend here, you may move someone back to your base.
Oh, a great card in the Kaisa decks.
Getting Kaisa to be able to conquer, draw a card, and then dip out, go to the other battlefield.
Yeah.
Sets up a lot of
cool things, especially with Darius. A lot of tricky Darius moves. Just moving from battlefield to battlefield.
Also, that extra turn spell is really crazy because you set up that hold where the 8th point you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They have to fight into Weaver's Row, and then it goes back to your base. You go into the other one, Time Warp.
Time Warp, and you're sitting pretty.
Okay, so we have a hold point and a conquer point here. So we have 2 points for the Kaisa player right now.
That's awesome for Kaisa, drawing a card. That's exactly what we want.
What happened to Kaisa? Why is she back there?
Not 100% sure. No card was activated, but we'll figure it out.
Oh, he's just manually playing Kaisa, not wanting to recycle. He thought about it, and he's like, if I'm attacking into the Sigil of the Storm, I really don't want to
losing out on a lot of mana this turn. And that is why I'm a huge fan of Sigil of Storm against these Kaisa decks. Just starving them of mana is something very small that you wouldn't notice has a huge effect on this game.
He has the Gust in his hand. He can take them off of getting an extra point next turn. I wish that Gust came earlier. I think he just drew that for turn. Let's see what a Gust did.
Okay, Gust.
Gust, take him off a point. It's fine. We wish we did it a turn earlier, but it's cool. We're leaving up a lot of mana, and we know it's for Misfortune. It's either fight or flight, or they're literally just passing that mana because they have nothing.
And that's the thing. The Aurora player has done that multiple times of just passing the turn. But then when they pass the turn, you have to hope that next turn an Aurora is
just
being
getting
slammed down.
Here's the crazy thing now. I saw a Dead Bloom in his hand. Dead Bloom is terrible into Reaver's Row. You slap down the Dead Bloom, Kaisa is out of there.
And then just goes to the other battlefield.
Yep.
Crazy how it just shapes the game.
I love the battlefields.
Yes, the battlefield mechanic is definitely one of my favorite parts of this game. It's like a little mini side deck in itself. It's crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have played that Yordle in the battlefield because it has taunt. Because you could just move him out anyway if you have to defend.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of time versus these Aurora decks, and you don't want to, get caught with your pants down facing a Dead Bloom Predator.
Sure, we're just going the Aurora route, though. Really wants Mind Splitter here.
Okay, wants the Mind Splitter. Hopefully,
nice.
Okay, perfect.
Let's take a peek at that hand.
And hopefully there's no gear removal, and then we can remove another piece of this puzzle that this Kaisa deck is building.
Oh my gosh,
that is
so many cards.
Huge selection of cards, and this is where the real skill comes in this Dazzling Aurora deck is what do you discard?
It's too much.
Yeah, you have, even Thousand Tail Watchers. It is literally a huge cavalcade of just cards that are amazing.
That's why I really think that this Misfortune player is unlucky because he's playing the discard Misfortune with the inverted timelines. He's only saw it once over all 3 games so far. You want that inverted timelines where discard all these cards from his hand. But he just hasn't seen it. Just inverted timelines, discard their hand, get your Debloom in the grave. When your Aurora hits Soul Gorger, you can get your
Conquer back.
let's see, he has the missile, 2 recalls, Noxus, Hopeful, Exhausted, or the excess power thing. Is that a Darius right there under that card? And a Time Warp. My gosh.
Oh, wow. Even a Time Warp. He's threatening a lot. And right now it's 3-0. So 3-0, and there are just 2 ready units in the
I
base.
think it's more than that. I forgot to keep track.
Yeah, it is. It's just proof that the Aurora deck, game 1 is a monster. It just has one of the best game 1s you could have. But the issue is, once you win game 1, games 2 and 3, you have to gamble. Are you going to see Aurora? Are you going to get good cards? Are they going to have a removal to the gears? And right now, player 1 is just, he has the whole world, and that's what Kaisa wants. Just a lot of cards, a lot of options.
He just wins off of recalling that Kaisa in the Reaver's Row with Time Warp.
Yet again, Reaver's Row, just the battlefield usage of these Kaisa decks it's really something to watch. Every single time a battlefield was used by this Kaisa, it has been part of their game plan.
He can throw a Yordle in there. Yeah, he's checking his mana. Does he have enough to deramp Conquer and still Time Warp in his timeline when he wants to do it? He said that was cool, but then Misfortune flashed it back to his hand. So we send the other Yordle in. Let's do it. Let's get the point.
But then let's just not forget that there is still a Dazzling Aurora on the field. A lot of things could definitely just happen.
He does have a Debloom in hand. Let's see. Time Warp, Time Warp, Time Warp. Not Time Warp. Inverted Timelines, please. He did get another Mind Splitter.
Because we need to get this Time Warp out of the hand, because that's the issue.
Oh, the second Aurora, though. The second Aurora.
What
do we
do you
drop
think,
it?
What do you think the second Aurora can do to that board?
With the Time Warp, it's rough, though.
Yeah.
Going into the thing for the Reaver's Row, honestly, I think it's better to attack the Yordle. Oh, my. He drew that for last turn. The Caitlyn.
Oh, wow.
He just loses it.
Yeah.
He should have attacked into the Yordle.
And that's the thing, he dropped. He's had 2 Auroras, but
He made a little bit of an unsafe play because he had recall, so the Kaisa was never in danger of dying. Reaver's Row and recall, the only thing you're doing by attacking to that Kaisa is putting yourself at risk.
yeah.
I think you need it, even though it seems really dumb, you do have to kill that little Yordle and keep your Mind Splitter alive and then get your next Aurora. That way you can play the next Mind Splitter on the Mind Splitter that you control in the base. Yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah, that is. You have to
Slowly
slowly
maybe
whittle.
Time Warp. Man, he has to get rid of it all.
Yeah, it is. It is a scary proposition for this Aurora player.
Because when you think about it, if he pushed into the Yordle battlefield, he would have been able to play the Mind Splitter and the Volibear in that battlefield since he controlled it. But now he's at risk of just losing the game off a Time Warp soon. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. He's at 9. Wait, what?
That's
he's
not
at
10, right?
Oh, he is 1 off a Time
Yeah,
Warp.
1 off Time Warp, yep.
So the Sigil of the Storm did put him a turn off a Time Warp.
Yeah, no, the Sigil of the Storm is really strong at keeping them off of these things. And maybe this 1 turn is enough.
I think player 1 did determine that he wasn't going to Time Warp on this turn, and he's going to Time Warp next turn. So that's why he decided the Sigil was worth it. But he didn't bank on another Aurora. Yeah, he's pulling back for the double
trying to get
push.
a double conquer with a Time Warp, maybe even a hold. The issue is
I think we have a Mind Splitter in hand, though. I think we have a Mind Splitter in hand. Mind Splitter in hand, a double Aurora, rip the Time Warp. I think it's good.
And that's the thing. The Aurora deck, every turn it gets worse and worse and worse. You just need, it's a ticking time bomb.
Okay, let's see. Okay, stack deck and that. Maybe we stack deck to try to find something here. Maybe we can get the timelines? Not timelines. Yeah, timelines. Fight or flight. I like the fight or flight. Oh, I like the it's one card where you have one of your minions deal its damage to another. He did decide to take the fight or flight though, because it can't protect his own minion if he needs, so it's good. So he has fight or flight. He's going to push that in, get the hold, or get the point. Second Mind Splitter to reestablish control. Nice. Get that time warp out of my face.
Yeah, slowly and slowly he's been whittling away the hand.
I'm very shocked. I'm very surprised. He's about to have 2 big people back.
Yeah.
I am surprised that he's coming back this hard.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of these Aurora decks. You kind of have to walk a fine line of just...
I honestly think it's looking really good.
You know, yeah.
But, like, should he just dump it all on one field and defend? Because putting that Volibear in there, he kind of just lose it. I don't know. We'll have to see how the game plays out. I think you're good to just pass your turn and double. He's recalling a unit on the showdown in order to get an extra mana. Picking up, I think, the Yordle that draws one. Yeah, the Yordle that draws one. So see him put it down, draw a card, ramp a mana. That recall is kind of not useful anymore. He's going to hide that. That's okay. I would prefer for him to hold it. He has the 2 mana up. He didn't have to hide that, but it's okay because it makes a reaction speed. He just valued the reaction speed of the spell. There's your inverted timeline. There it is again. Man, we really wish we had those. Not at the bottom of the deck now. Darn you, Auroras. That means there's one more still in there, though. Okay. He wants to be able to reaction speed, move his Volibear out to dodge some damage in order to keep it. I do think it was fine to hold in your hand in order to use the 2 mana to manually play the fight or flight, though. Wow, this game. He didn't get to use the power card, the Watcher, or the Time Warp. All the scary cards.
It is off the back of 2 Dazzling Auroras and solid gameplay.
Dude, that's why the Misfortune version is the best version. The Mind Splitters, they're ripping cards left and right.
Yeah. Just being able to just pick and choose, like, the end game of what is happening it's huge. Like, we literally thought it was over. We saw
I thought this game was done.
hands, and it was really just amazing to watch. He understood what was the threats, what was the problems, and he picked it out and said, this is the problem.
You know what's crazy? He killed that Volibear, right? And he's going to kill a creature here and there. Off the Auroras, he's going to get the Soul Gorgers, and he's going to bring them back.
And the hold gets even bigger.
So let's see. He definitely can take one of these positions. We have 2 mana up. We might have a Fight or Flight in our hand, actually. We might have Fight or Flight hidden and one in hand. I'm not sure what the whole hand is. That would be really nutty if he has Fight or Flight in his hand, too.
The issue is we saw his hand earlier, but now do we know a big chunk of it anymore?
You know, does he have a Cathian Rain, the other guy? The Kaisa? I don't think so.
I think that's a Falling Star he's
That
about to activate.
was from last game.
No. Is that the Cathian?
It is Falling Star.
It is Falling Star, yeah.
He Falling Starred already. He used the Void Seeker. He's going to kill that Mind Splitter. Bro, getting a double Soul Gorger, summoning the Mind Splitters back to rip the rest of his hand.
It would.
Come on, Misfortune. We're rooting for you. I mean, we're not biased.
We're not biased. Honestly,
we're unbiased.
We were amazed. We had him dead to rights. We saw the hand, but again, it was just masterful play from Pro Tour champion Tom Martell.
the tank on the Yordle makes it so that you can't kill the Darius. It's just wild. He has that. It's 2 characters deal their damage to each other.
They basically fight each other, yeah.
Little mini showdown.
Yeah, and it's broken in these type of decks where you're just trying to summon big bodies. A lot of people are not equipped to fight these big 1v1s.
What does he even hit here? Is he trying to kill the Yordle or the Darius? Because Darius can pump up. Okay, yeah. That would have been so unfortunate for the Misfortune player if that attack went through. Honestly, looking at this board, we said it was over before, but it's really over now. We are in time. I'm unsure what turn it is.
It is game 3, so it will come to most likely a conclusion.
Misfortune has this game in the bag.
Let's go, Bears.
He's still trying to take out that Mind Splitter.
Let's go, Chargers.
But the thing that you could do next turn... Oh, it's Reaver's Row. He saved them both.
Oh.
He Reaver's Rowed back the other one. It's just looking pretty. What's he have in his hands? Is that a 3rd Aurora? You don't need the 3rd Aurora, but you could.
And I'm wondering if he's what are the point totals? Is he setting up for a lethal right here with the getting 2 points in both battlefields?
I think it's 2. He's behind.
He's behind for sure.
But it's pretty over because you have your Misfortune still. You can give your thing ganking.
Oh, wow. He still has the Misfortune.
I don't know if you push both in like that. That's okay, yeah. He's deciding if he wants to kill one because he definitely has 1 mana up. He has 1 mana spell. He's just going to recall the Darius or recall whatever that is right there. The Nox is hopeful. Lose the Raven Bloom. Get a mana. Kaisa's just doing stuff to do stuff at this point. I think it's too late.
Too little, too late. And that's the issue with the Kaisa deck. Not even the issue with the Kaisa
deck. That's the 2nd Aurora issue, though.
That is literally the 2nd Aurora issue. Like, we thought...
He didn't see an out. He didn't see his removal for the Aurora.
Because
Soul Gorger.
I really do believe he needed both Auroras to be resolving every turn to
Soul Gorger, the Mind Splitter.
Yes, it is.
The Watcher.
It is. It is a Timmy's dream summoning all these fat creatures. It is. It is chef's.
There's too many big boys in the base. Sure, whatever. I think you put it to a battlefield though. You really got to hold.
Yeah.
I don't think you put it to your base. You definitely put 1 Dead Bloom in each because of the deflect cost. You want 1 deflector in each battlefield.
Yeah, make it definitely hard for the Kaisa player. Just recycle. Just get them off weird manas, get them on weird turns, get them away from cards like Time Warp, powerful cards like that.
I really like that 2-drop because sometimes you send it into a showdown to die and just draw a point or like draw a card. So you're just drawing 1 card. I Time Warp to get your opponent to dub.
Yeah.
Give yourself an extra turn and then pass again.
I think Time Warp is actually just one of my favorite cards, like, to use as a win condition. It's so cool.
I guess Miss Aurora doesn't have it because they're still in this game. He does run it. That's the card that blocks from
destroying gears,
acceptable
right?
losses. Yeah. Just want to draw a card.
Now it's.
Honestly,
how many monsters is left in Player 2's deck? That's the question. It's already.
That's why the Aurora decks that run the Soul Gorger, they have an increased monster count because they're planning on if I don't draw Aurora, I'm inverted timelining them away and I'm dropping the Gorger. That's like their secondary backup plan. But do they actually not have anything left though? Maybe not. I guess they have to just shuffle their deck. There's nothing left. Yep, nothing left.
That's truly a first world problem, having nothing left in the deck. Everything is on battlefield.
You know how you win the game here, though? If you were able to top deck the excess power, blow up his field, he has nothing left.
And then
top deck of the century here. This is going to be the craziest game of all time.
And we know it exists. We know. We've seen it in his hands before.
He does have the quick play or the reaction speed fight or flight down, so he can save the Dead Bloom even if he does that. Dude, if he does that, this is like the craziest game of all time.
No, this if this game ends with like an unchecked power, double conquering past that board, this is a already amazing game with a cherry top finish.
That's why I have to come to People's Card Shop. It is competitive out here. People playing good decks. It's a great time.
That's why you got to be playing Riftbound. Riftbound
True.
is such dynamic gameplay, so many micro decisions, and it's just a rewarding game that is just fun and to play with other people.
Dude, he's playing this Watcher, but he has Fight or Flight in the other spot. You know it's Fight or Flight. They only run that. And in the other one, your own Reaver's Row is going to come back to bite you. You can't even kill those Mind Splitters. He's just going to get them out. I wonder what's even happening, though.
Well, it looks like he activated.
Falling Star?
Yep.
Okay. Player 2 still has a hope in this game.
Oh, there's the Thousand Tail Watcher. It's doing something. It's doing something.
The Thousand Tail Watcher lowers the might, so the Falling Star gets more leverage because you lower it by 3. You
and
can
now
pop
you have great usage of cards. That's the awesome thing about this game. There's a lot of crazy little micro decisions.
You know, an absolutely weird ruling is that if you hit, say, something has 7 might and you hit it for 6 damage, if you lower its might by 1, it dies.
Yeah.
Because, like, it has 6 damage marked on it.
Marked in already, and cards only heal after a showdown.
So even if you do the damage, and then the damage sticks, and they're like a 7-1, and then you do it,
and then you like a stupefy, or
they
like
go
like
down the 6 and they die.
Wow.
Yeah, you can stupefy after the damage. Normally, you like, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I think you'd have to do like damage, react with the stupefy to lower then pop.
Yeah.
But you can have damage marked and then lower whenever you want later on.
You can let things resolve on the chain and then activate something else.
You can literally use Falling Star to hit 2 things to make your opponent say, okay, that's cool, and then drop a Watcher, and if the Watcher goes off and they're under that threshold, it will kill them.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite parts about this game. It is deceptively simple. You know, we're just trying to conquer some battlefields, hold some stuff, but there's a lot of just knowledge you have to have, and it looks like the Dazzling Aurora deck held it down, and that's crazy. Literally, we thought the Dazzling Aurora deck was going to lose, but it was really just a masterclass. Perfect usage.
Second Aurora.
Of the yes, second Aurora was definitely needed.
But definitely the Soul Gorgers.
Yes.
He got 4 rips because he did triple Mind Splitter, summon 1 back Soul Gorger. He ripped every good card from his hand.
I'm just flabbergasted because I thought I saw the writing on the wall, but no. He literally picked and chose, said, hey, you know what? That's the problem. The rest of the cards in your hand, I can beat. And he did it.
That's the when you're purple, Gust, Fight or Flight, early game, putting them off 2 points. That won him the game.
No,
he gusted that 1 card for the 1 point. He Fight or Flighted that other card back to save from 2 points. That gave him the time necessary to win. You can't play early game minions in Aurora, but you play these bounce cards in order to save yourself the tempo, so you have the comeback potential.
No, that was a wonderful game played by Tom Martell, Pro Tour Great Crash Champion. I love saying that. That's actually one of my, again, I'm going to say that all the time, but like literally a cool part about this game is just the amount of talent, the amount of cool names. Like when we were at Houston, well, not we, but you know, when we were watching Houston, we saw like...
We were there in spirit.
Yeah, we were there in spirit. Oh, we felt it. We definitely felt it. And it's go Riftbound. It's the truth.
Yeah. I played Runeterra, and Runeterra was a greatly made digital game, and we were sad when it wasn't doing as well, but they took all of the things they learned from Riftbound, the art, the lore,
Yeah.
the semi-game mechanics, and they transfer it to paper so well.
And that's one of my favorite things about just this game is all the, like, Riot has been balancing and has been making a game for over 10 plus years. So I want to see their thoughts, their ideas on what a card game should have to be something interesting to watch, something interesting to play.
It's also funny how their updates are called patch notes for this game too.
Really? Oh, I love that. I'm
pretty sure like when you look at the webpage, it says patch notes.